my lady luck, hey, I'm her wild card man. Together we're building up a real hot hand. We live out in the country, hey, she's my little queen of the South. Yeah, we're two of a kind, working on a full house.
Garth Brooks is a country music singer-songwriter whose career spans from 1985 and is still going. He has been mega successful, in particular in America. He is the only person in America who has 9 albums certified diamond, which means 10 million plus sales in the States. And I counted 15 studio albums so far. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was Garth Brooks' second album and his major international breakthrough, which kind of brought him to huge markets and particularly interestingly crossing over into mainstream markets out of the country markets. And he's achieved this by blending pop and country. And that's what I say that this album is. Musically it's clearly country music, but it uses pop-like arrangements, so it's not as full-on country as some country music is. It's nicely recorded. The piano at times reminds me of Elton John. I have to say some of the songs actually make me feel like they could be Elton John songs. So Elton John, as a singer-songwriter through the 70s, produced an incredible range of songs, but there was a certain element of country to his songs, but he doesn't do them in a country way. And so I kind of can feel this kind of leaning back towards the Elton John. The other person who, surprisingly, I was reminded of sometimes, which is mostly from the structures of the songs, the harmonies that are used, things like that, is Chris de Burgh. If you don't know of him, then obviously you won't get that reference, particularly his earlier stuff. Where are we? We're talking about this album. Instrumentally, there's some nice stuff going on. I said there's some nice piano. I liked it. There's some nice use of fiddle occasionally. There is quite a lot of pedal steel guitar in there, which does kind of emphasize the country end of things. There's a nice variety of feels. There's some faster stuff. There's some slower stuff. So it's quite varied. The songwriting is mostly decent. I'll talk about a couple of songs in particular coming up. What else? I'm going to talk about the vocals. So he's mostly got quite a country feel to his singing as well. He can sing well. He is definitely a good singer. He does kind of pile on the country ornamentation in some songs in particular. My notes that I make when I'm about to record a review like this say here, it can sing well but piles on the yeehaw, which I think says it all. The songs are not mostly too maudlin, too emotionally manipulative, so that's the two things that I mostly have against country. Anybody who's watched quite a few of my videos will know that I have a bit of an objection to country music. But my two big objections to them are the way that it's sung, and especially if it's very nasal, and kind of the tropes of the musical arrangements can be a bit wearing. But the other one is, which I take more seriously, is when it gets very emotionally manipulative. And I always mention songs like No Charge and Deck of Cards as being the real kind of bottom end of country for this. So this is not mostly like this. They're story songs about life, so that often from the point of view of somebody that they're telling a story, that he's telling a story about, obviously not himself. And this is, a tradition for singer-songwriters all over. And I kind of like story songs generally. So overall, I found it in many ways more acceptable than some country. I want to bring out two songs in particular. So one is that hopefully it was at the beginning of this video, which is the song called Two of a Kind Working on a Full House. And it's about a guy who's, got this woman who's very much a country kind of woman, and they're working together on a farm. But it's just a clever idea in terms of the title, I think. And it's a nice kind of upbeat song. The other one is one that I have. I'm hoping to stick a clip at the end of this video, and it's the one that I have the most divided opinion about for myself. So it's a song called Unanswered Prayers, and the premise is really, really sound, and I really agree with it, which is that sometimes God doesn't answer your prayers because he has better things in mind than what you're asking for. So I like that. But the way that it is realised really lays it on quite thick. This is the most maudlin, I think, or emotional out of the songs. So I agree with the sentiment, but I don't agree with the way that it's been done. Anyway, overall, I'm forgiving mostly its countryness because it's just well done. It's very slick. That's not always a good thing, but in this case, I think it is. It doesn't necessarily have that feel of genuineness that some music has, but it does have a lot of qualities to it. So that's what I think. I'd love to know what you think about this album, or my review, in fact. So please talk to me through the comments box. That's it from me for now.
Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. She wasn't quite the angel that I remembered in my dreams.